looks the pressure fighter.
Quando eu falei, todo mundo falou que eu tava louco. Eu falei, ninguém quis acreditar, falaram que eu tava doido. Tá aí, ó.
I don't want to wake up Harley, but holy shit. Oh, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt yourself. You riding Gaethje because he's your homie. Shut the f up. I'm riding him because he got heavy hands and he got a strong ass.
Justin looks the pressure fighter. Cheering, cheering, screaming, cheering. I don't want to wake up Harley, but holy oh, throw yourself. Throw yourself. Throw yourself. You riding Gaethje cause he your homie. Shut the laughter. I'm riding him cause he got heavy hands and he got a strong ass jaw. Cheering, cheering. Justin Gaethje is the undisputed music champion of the UFC. This is a shocking result. And I have to apologize cause I don't usually make picks, and I was quite confident in my pick. I thought Ilia Topuria was going to win. Justin Gaethje won that fight fair and square. It appears as though Ilia's corner, music, called off the fight going into the 5th round, and it looked like going into the 4th round, the doctor was going to call it off. In fact, it seems as though he did actually call it off at one point. He shook his head. He said Ilia couldn't see music, and then Mark Goddard almost like convinced him to keep it going. It was a weird thing. They gave him more time. Music seemed a little bit odd, but in the end, the right man won. Justin Gaethje looked a lot bigger at 155 than Ilia. Justin Gaethje could take a punch in the first round when Ilia was hitting music, him like a Mack truck. Gaethje was taking the shots. No one takes those shots from Ilia. Music, and then Ilia was wearing some damage, and all of a sudden, you know, he's bleeding, and all of a sudden he's getting rocked, and all of a sudden he's cut, and all of a sudden he's, music, you know, swelling, and all of a sudden he can't see, and we've never seen him compromised like that before. We've never seen him in trouble struggling like that before. And so, in the end, you know, I'd said 1,000,000 times, why would you put music, this unbelievable athlete who doesn't hail from America against an American who's likely going to lose? I'm going to be honest, I'm eating crow right now. Why would you put him in the main event of the White House card? And in the end, it turns out they knew what they were doing, 'cause the American closes out the show. Unbelievable. Ilia Topuria believed in his power, and his power failed him against Justin Gaethje. And he called it on the stool. She took my heart, Justin. Justin Gaethje beats Ilia Topuria. Ilia couldn't get off the stool. Look at his face. Look at Ilia Topuria's face in this fight. Compare it to Justin Gaethje's. Not a mark on him. Ilia's walking in round 1 getting hit by the jab. He's stinging Gaethje well. He's landing to the body. He's landing right hands over the top, and you're going, oh! Because normally when he lands those shots, the opponent is KO'd. He had a good combination in round 1 that he went for towards the end where it looked like he actually stumbled Gaethje for a second. But Gaethje was stinging him throughout the entire round. Gaethje nearly caught him with so many head kicks in round 1. With so many head kicks in round 1 that were partially blocked by Ilia Topuria, round 2 is where things changed. Ilia Topuria goes out there, he starts jabbing the body of Justin Gaethje, and it's a war. Both guys are landing big shots on each other. Ilia's keeping up the pressure, and he actually hurts Justin Gaethje with body shots against the cage. But having talked to Gaethje, he said he felt good. He's going to make the weight. Weight's going to be no problem. Then he was going to refuel, get back up, going to go in the ring about 180. I think he said 180, 185. But his game plan was excellent. Use the jab. Punishing with the jab, catching with the coming in, and the feints. He did a great job of feinting when he flicked bam. He did a great job. Justin Gaethje, congratulations. The UFC White House fight has concluded, delivering an exciting battle between Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria. Before we analyze what comes next, let's revisit the expert predictions. Leading up to the bout, Michael Bisping noted that many anticipated a single clean punch could be decisive given both fighters' incredible knockout power. He further pointed out Gaethje's danger in wild exchanges, making him impossible to count out. Bisping's observations highlighted the inherent unpredictability of top-level MMA. One shot is all it takes. And yes, Ilia might land that, but Justin Gaethje might also land that. It is absolutely insane for Ilia Topuria to just think that he's going to walk right through him. There's a good chance that he does do that, okay? And I'll save my predictions for next week. But it's a very, very interesting fight because it's mixed martial arts. It's the nature of the beast. It is so unexpected. That's why listen, I know a lot about this sport, and I make predictions based on data, based on knowledge, based on historic records and stylistic matchups. But sometimes someone just comes along and says, "You," and knocks the guy out, right? And that's what we love about this sport. UFC President Dana White recently offered significant praise for Ilia Topuria, expressing his admiration without reservation. White highlighted Topuria's remarkable winning streak, proclaiming him one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. Looking to the future, White also addressed a potential super fight between Topuria and Islam Makhachev. He acknowledged this as a highly anticipated matchup for many MMA fans, suggesting it could become one of the most significant and pivotal fights of this approach. Alexander Volkanovski offered his last pre-fight assessment, pondering whether Justin Gaethje would adopt a more strategic and defensive approach, rather than engaging in an all-out slugfest, similar to the one Ilia Topuria often finds himself in. Main event 5 rounds. Does Gaethje try and shell up and be very defensive, try and take him to deeper waters, take that power, off Ilia? Knowing how powerful he is, not giving him any opportunity to land, be very defensive, maybe draw the power out of him. Maybe throw a leg kick, but be really defensive while I fire it. Is that going to be his approach? I don't know. I think it might be until he's in a position where he feels like he's forced to open up or he just opens, up thinking it's the time to do it. Does that wear Ilia down? Let's see. But my pick is going to be Ilia knocking out in the first couple, maybe 3 rounds. That's my prediction for the main event of the White House. Kenny Florian noted that Justin Gaethje often rises to the occasion when he's considered the underdog, a key point of discussion leading up to the fight. According to Florian, Gaethje's aggressive pressure and fearless mindset make him a formidable opponent, particularly in wild exchanges where his fearlessness can be a significant advantage. Gaethje can get a lot of things done. That is not a guy you want to underestimate both before the fight and during the fight. And I also think Gaethje's also the kind of guy that, when the lights are turned on and everyone kind of considers him an underdog, that's when he kind of shows up and is most dangerous. So yes, it is a very tough matchup for him, but Gaethje can win this fight. We know how crazy the fight game could be, and if Ilia is taking this one lightly, that usually doesn't go well. When it comes to legacy, John Anik weighed in on how the outcome could impact the GOAT conversation, particularly for fighters like Georges St. Pierre, John Jones, and Demetrius Johnson. According to Anik, while Ilia Topuria's rapid ascent has been impressive, achieving true long-term greatness demands years of sustained success at the highest level. You don't think he's taking Gaethje lightly, and Ken Flo, obviously he's completely locked in. I guess I wonder just relative to what GSP and John Jones and Demetrius Johnson and others have put on paper that if, music, Topuria slips on the proverbial banana peel or he gets knocked out by Justin Gaethje, right, music, then where does that put his status? Is it just like, hey man, you know, he just had an off night and made a mistake pretty early on into his championship run? And it's kind of that because yeah, I mean, bro, when I hear Topuria talk about fighting with his brother and I look at what he has done, yeah, I can lean in like you guys. But as far as I'm concerned in terms of greatest martial artist of all time, like I got to see it in the octagon whether we fight outside or otherwise many more times over to put him in that class. According to Chael Sonnen, what makes the escalating tension between Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje particularly striking is the speed at which their dynamic has shifted. Music, not long ago, Topuria openly expressed his admiration for Gaethje, commending him as both a formidable fighter and an individual.